Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 of the best hero combos in the game right now. Some of these combos are lanes, and some are like mid plus a support, but we're just going to be talking about the general synergies of these heroes and why they're incredibly powerful. These are of course hero combos you can, aim for in your pubs. Obviously, as a support player, you're going to struggle a little bit with this because you have to pick first, but you can, maybe ping to your team to pick the other hero. And if you're a core player, then definitely you have the advantage here. You're going to be able to pick these synergies in your games if you happen to see that your support picks one of these heroes. So without further ado, let's get into 5 of the best support and core combos in Dota. And let's start off with Elder Titan Gyro. On top of that, go sign up to the gameleap website, guys. I'm posting new content over there almost every day, and I'll see you there. Now, ET Gyro, I think, is one of the best combos in the game because these heroes are both very, very meta, and they have 2 of the best facets in the game. Starting off with Elder Titan, if you guys watched yesterday's video, you know more about Deconstruction. Deconstruction is Elder Titan's facet, and the main thing that it does, well, in the laning stage, it reduces armor, and that's good. We're going to talk about why that's really good with Gyro. But mostly in the mid game, the main benefit of Elder Titan is the fact that when you put your Astral Spirit on top of someone, it reduces their magic resistance. Then, if you leave the Spirit on top of them, for every second it's on top of them, it reduces their magic resistance by an extra 1%. And that adds up. It's up to 20 stacks, which is pretty unbelievable because maxed out Natural Order will reduce their resistance to 0, and then every second after that, they're going into the negatives. And that's huge. Now, why is this combo so good? Elder Titan loves mixed damage. He loves mixed damage, particularly heroes that lane with him that have mixed damage, because in the lane, he wants physical damage. In the mid game, he wants magical damage. Gyrocopter's Flak Cannon is typically what he takes at level 1. Basically, at level 1 and level 2, Gyro's going to click Flak, all the auto attacks are going to shoot out, hit the position 4 or the offlaner, and if Elder Titan is on top of them with Deconstruction, Natural Order, they're going to have negative armor. These Flak Cannons destroy. So the lane is basically unplayable for the majority of matchups. I'm telling you guys, ET Gyro is insane. Straight up insane. And then as the game progresses, it stays strong. Now, the only thing that this combo lacks is initiation. So it's really good if you have ET Gyro or you see an ET Gyro, aim for to have an Earth Spirit or a Bounty Hunter or Tusk, Magnus, whatever it is. Just hard initiators. You want heroes that are going to run in and give you vision. But yeah, as the game progresses, Gyro then has a lot of magic damage. He has Rocket Barrage, Homing Missile, and Call Down. Most importantly, he has Call Down with secondary strikes. If you haven't seen this facet in play, it makes Gyro's ultimate come out faster, so it hits more consistently, and then when it does hit, it shoots a second missile at them that does half damage, which is a lot, and it slows them again. So it increases the slow duration, it increases the damage, and increases the likelihood of you hitting the ultimate. It's really, really good. And so basically in the lane, you amp Gyro's Flak with Elder Titan's E, and then in the mid game, you amp all of Gyro's magic damage. And so this combo is just insane because at every stage of the game, you're working together to put out ridiculous amounts of damage. And trust me, if you try the combo, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, getting into the second one, we have another safe lane combo. This one is Chen and Alch. Now, I know a lot of people don't play Chen, but hear me out. And you can replace Chen with a couple of different heroes. I'll give a couple of suggestions. These suggestions, the other heroes I would recommend if you don't want to play Chen, Pugna is definitely a good one. Or if you want a little bit more difficult than Pugna, but easier than Chen, I would go for something like Shadow Demon. All these heroes are really good with Alch. But okay, let's start with Chen and why I think Chen is the best. So first of all, we have the laning stage. This lane is really good. Chen is going to take the Satyr Creep, which gives 1.75 mana regen to Chen and his laning partner. Chen loves laning with heroes that are going to use quite a bit of spells, and Alch is definitely one of these heroes. The main Alch starting item build tends to have a stick because of how much mana Alch tends to need. And so Chen basically gives Alch unlimited abilities. I mean, 1.75 mana regen, guys, is insane. I mean, just think about it. Ring of Bassi, an item that is 425 gold, gives way less than that. It gives 1 mana regen. This creep that you start the lane with gives almost double. And so it's essentially infinite mana for the majority of safe lane heroes. So that's incredible as is. And Chen is a lane dominator. He's going to give Alch free farm. That's really nice. Chen can also stack a lot of camps. This is great as well. It's kind of hard to do. You got to have a lot of micro skills, but that can be really, really overpowered if you're min-maxing Chen. But really what I like about this combo is the lane, and then the mid game, the item progression of Chen and Chen's E with Alch. So let's talk about some of Alch's weaknesses. Alch's main weakness, I'd say, is his armor. His armor and his inability to man up to certain hard carries as the game progresses. Often he has kind of a major problem dealing with heroes like Lifestealer, or Sven or a PA or a Terrorblade or a Drow that are just ripping into him. Alk will have armor problems, especially if you do not go AC and you do not go Phase Boots, which a lot of people are starting to do. It's actually a pretty common Alk build now to go none of these items. Actually, you're going SNY Bloodthorn with Treads. Obviously, if you need armor, you shouldn't do that, but you get the point. You will lack armor on this hero, even with your 15 talent where Acid Spray gives you armor. You're going to have problems. That's just the nature of the hero. And so why is Chen good at that? Well, Chen's E, when you have it maxed out, gives 20 armor for 6 seconds, and it's undispellable. So in the late game, nothing can get rid of it. So 20 armor completely solves Alk's inability to man up. Then this same ability that gives 20 armor amps healing by 20%. This is, of course, incredible with Alchemist because, well, it's a healing hero. It works with his ultimate, and it works with his shard, and it works with Sanjin Yasha, right? These things all synergize incredibly well. And then from there, you also give Alk drums and a solar, which his hero loves. And Alk is also not very good at pushing. Compared to a lot of carries, it's pretty bad. It doesn't want to have to use Chem Rage, and Chen gives you the ability to take towers, right, with his units. So this combo is straight up incredible. One of the most meta pro scene combos you could pick in the game right now. It's really, really broken. Okay, let's move into the third one, which is Beastmaster Magnus. This is a weird one where Magnus is the support here, but this lane is incredible. If Beastmaster is Wild Hunt, if you don't know what Wild Hunt is, for every unit that Beastmaster has, it gives him an extra bit of attack speed based on the level of Inner Beast. It goes from 3, 4, 5 to 6. So basically you want to max out your E after you max out your W, and you hit like a truck. The laning stage with this facet is incredible because your boars just hit way harder with this bonus attack speed, and you have to keep in mind if you summon a Hawk, you get even more attack speed from that. So you really become a lane dominator. And at level 3, most heroes just straight up die if they slightly mess up. And the reason why I love this combo is because Magnus kind of just enables that. Magnus has incredible base stats as a support and has become very meta as a result of this. He has an incredible ability in Shockwave, very low mana, good at pulling people out of position. And so yeah, he trades very well early on for a melee hero. And so you can, well, enable Beastmasters, kind of weak level 1 and level 2. It's not the best. And then at level 3, you just begin to skewer people into Beastmaster, and it's free kills. Now, why is this combo good outside of that? I think there's a couple of reasons. So the first one, outside of the fact that the laning stage is good, is how the team fights play out. In team fights, Magnus does not want to go in first until he has Ags, right? Magnus does not want to go first. He wants to go in second. The only time Mag goes first is if he's jumping on an observer ward and you're getting a skewer from out of vision. But in team fights, you don't want to do that. It's going to be very hard to find a multi-man RP if you're initiating first. And so you want a hero that just has a blink stun. And with Wild Hunt Beastmaster, the most common item built is Helm 2, Drums, and a Blink. And so you're going to get that blink in the mid game, and you're going to blink roar the first person you see. That is how Beastmaster operates. And so it's perfect with Magnus. Magnus gets to sit back and relax, let Beastmaster go on the first target. The enemy team will naturally counter-initiate and try to save the Primal Roar target, and then Magnus gets a free RP. On top of that, Magnus really likes objective takers. What I'm about to explain here is a very advanced concept, but it's an important one. Heroes that have repositioning tools, like Batrider, Tiny, and Magnus, can make their highest impact plays at enemy towers, especially the high ground. What do I mean by this? Well, Beastmaster is going to naturally force towers, right? That's what the hero often does. In this position, if you are able to get a skewer, right, and pull that person to your team, you are almost guaranteed the tower. And that's the entire concept, but it's something most people have never thought about. So yeah, this combo is just great at every stage of the game. How they team fight, the laning stage, and then Beastmaster essentially enabling Magnus's best play, which is skewering at towers, is really, really OP as well. Okay, getting into the fourth combo, we have Muerta Tiny. This one's pretty basic. It's a position 4, Muerta can be pos 5, but position 4 and mid combo. What I really like about this combo is how the fights initiate in the mid to late game, but let's start with the early game kill combo. So in Dota, it's really nice, and honestly, the best case scenario in drafts is that you have very clear kill combos. And so Tiny Muerta, it's pretty easy. Basically, you toss people into the calling, they get silenced. You can even initiate with Muerta and then toss them back into the calling. Whatever it is, basically you toss people in calling, they get chain silence, they can't move, you dead shot them back into that, and you're gonna get free kills. super easy. Now, in team fights, what I really like about this combo is how it forces people to fight into the calling. The calling is one of the best spells in Dota. It just is. I mean, the fact that Muerta is a support when one of her abilities is a right-click ability goes to show how good the calling is. It's 8 seconds of 180 damage per spirit. It's a 20% movement speed slow for everyone in it. It's a 60 attack speed slow, which is really the key number here. I mean, 60 attack speed is absurd. I mean, that number is crazy considering it's AoE. And then on top of that, if you take Dance of the Dead, the facet, the calling becomes stronger when heroes die inside of it. So yeah, Muerta likes to play around her W, and she likes heroes that drag people into the W. This can be Magnus, this can be Tiny, this can be Batrider. Any of these combos with Muerta are incredible, but in terms of a game combo, I love the consistency of Muerta Tiny because of this. And so yeah, I wouldn't say there's anything much more than this. Just a big fan of repositioning with Muerta, and I think the most common one is either Batrider pause 5, but a lot of people don't play that, and so the most common for sure is going to be Tiny mid, and you should give it a shot. Okay, and the last combo of the video is Bounty Enigma. This one is definitely a pub stomp combo. Enigma tends to have a very good win rate in pubs, especially as you gain MMR and people get better. Enigma's win rate skyrockets. It tends to be a 54 to 55% win rate hero in high MMR. And that's mainly because, you know, it's a lane dominator. People use it to cheese the laning stage. It scales well. You know, you have Black Hole in the late game. It's got Wave Shove. I mean, I just very much believe in Enigma as a hero. I think if you are good at Dota, this hero can just do a lot. It has a stun, it has Wave Shove, it has a vision ability in the E, right? It chops down trees. Again, you have scaling. You know, this hero just does a lot. And then with Bounty Hunter, you know, Bounty Hunter is just a classic pub hero. You get your tracks, you get your, you get your kills, and you scale into the game, right? You just buff up your team. Now, why is this combo good? Well, the first part, pretty basic. You have the laning stage. Bounty Hunter, Enigma, there's a lot of synergy there. Bounty Hunter, very, very tanky. 8 armor to start. You can just kind of sit in front of Enigma, allow him to use the Eidolons to split, right? Enigma needs 6 hits with the Eidolons to split. So Bounty can kind of just stand in front, allow Enigma to get his Eidolons to split, and then get very, very aggressive off of that. So yeah, the lane, I wouldn't say it's like broken. There's better combos with Enigma, for sure, like Marcy or Tusk, but Bounty is super solid. Then in the game, Bounty wants heroes that are very fast-paced. And a lot of people have the misconception of Enigma that this is a slow-paced hero that only plays around Blink Black Hole. And that couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth. In high MMR, people don't give much of a care about Black Hole almost at all until the late game. I mean, sure, the ability is good for kicking out the enemy carry and getting some sort of solo kill. Obviously, it's useful, but the hero primarily plays around having a low cooldown, high impact stun, and then Eidolons, one of the best early game abilities in the game. It's a farming ability and super high damage. And so yeah, Enigma will buy drums into pipe. There's not a lot of offlaners that have the luxury of buying 2 of the highest impact items in the game and playing as fast-paced as Enigma can. And fast-paced heroes are best with Bounty Hunter because you want to get track kills, right? And so yeah, this is a great laning stage combo. It's really good in the mid game because you're going to be buying drums into pipe. And then sometimes Enigma doesn't exactly farm the fastest. Sort of depends how the game is going, but it doesn't really matter. You can just kind of pair together with this Bounty Hunter, buff up the Bounty Hunter with the drums and the pipe, really allow him to initiate and get in there. And then yeah, the combo is great. On top of that, Bounty Hunter will very frequently bait for good black holes. People will see an invisible Bounty Hunter and just kind of pounce on him, assuming they've caught him. They'll group up, be like, oh, we got him, guys. He's on our sentry. All of a sudden, it's a 3-4-man black hole and the game is ending. All right, that's going to be all for today's video. If you guys have been playing any combos that you want to share with the community, of course, you can leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next one.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the gameleap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.